Hey guys, donnellsstitchery here. So today I am going to be working on teaching you guys an easy way, how to take some triangles and turn it into a card trick block. This is a 10-inch block that I've already completed. So this will be going up into our baby quilt, and as well as the one that I'm going to be showing you guys how to bake and everything. I'm actually going to show you out of the same fabrics. There's one little thing that I wanted to show you guys before I put this up on the wall that I thought was super cute. See how like this here block is? Each one makes like a heart shape. I thought that was cute as could be. So if you wanted to even do this in like two colors, do like one here and one here, you would have like two hearts on each block. That'd be so cute. But anyway, so I have like these jewel tone or geometric shape fabrics here that was gifted to me, and I have cut out all the pieces for that. So we got these four colors here. We got the lime green, the teal, the blue, and the tan. And then I'm using this gray one here, and each one has like these little gold areas here. Let me get over here. So each one has like these little gold areas here. I thought that was so cute. But I'm using the gray as my background for this block. So I'm going to go ahead and hang this up here. So, and I decided of each block, I'm going to make one before I do my video, and then I'll make another one during the video where I'm showing you guys the step-by-steps. So that way there, each week I'll have 2 blocks, which will give me some charity quilts a whole lot quicker than waiting until I got 9 weeks done. So that means I got to go back and remake these 2, which means then I'm going to have one that's actually going to have a fixed one where it's going to have yellow in the center and not the green, like how I messed up on this one. Because that's really bugging me. I'm trying my best not to go back and fix it. But anyway, for the card trick. So we're going to have 5 fabrics of each size. We're going to need small triangles and large triangles. So to make your large triangles, you will need, for your 4 colors that you use for here in the center, you will need 1 square for each color. And then you'll need 2 squares for your gray. Let me bring this back over here, so that way that I can show you guys. So for each one of these colorways right here, you'll need 1 square that is 4 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And then you just cut it right in half. That would make your large triangles, which is these out here. So let me bring it up here. So it'll make your large triangles like this right here. And you need 1 square for each color, and then 2 squares for the background at 4 1/4. So I have my A fabric, my B fabric, my C, my D, and then my E is my background fabric. So I got mine cut out. Then for our small triangles, let me move these all up here. So for our small triangles, which you will see, we have some small triangles. Let me get it centered over here. So you'll see here we have small triangles here in the center of the block, as well as one on each on the outskirts of each area here. So you would need 1 square of each of the color fabrics and 2 squares of the gray fabrics or background fabrics, and those are going to be at 4 1/2 inches by 4 1/2 inches. And those, so the 4 1/2 inch one, you're going to cut diagonally both directions. The 4 1/4 ones, which is the large triangles, you're just going to cut in half one time, and that's it. So that would give you all of your little triangles that you see here. So to start this off and everything, I'm going to hang up this block here. Actually, I'm just going to leave this block down here. What I want to do, so I'm going to try to do this so that way there I can be able to allow you guys to still see what it is that I'm doing. Trying to figure out this good layout and everything and all so that way there I can show you guys what I'm doing, but at the same time still have room to work. Just play with a few things to try and get the right thing going here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of each of these small triangles first. That's going to be our very first step because we're going to form this square here in the center, which is going to be our center, because we're going to make this into a 9 patch. So it's going to be nice and easy to stitch together. Just bear with me, guys. I'm going to hang this up here. Right now it's just with one hanger. So for our center patch, we just need one of each of these. We have 2 of each of these colors. So we only need 1 for this piece. And as you see, I marked the little triangles with a little d or a little alphabet, and then a capital for the large ones. Because that was a good way for me to be able to differentiate between the two. It's all organized back up over here for me. So what we're going to do is there's no rhyme or reason of what order we're going to go in. Just put them however you want. But we're going to do this. So this is right here is what we want to make. We're going to take 2 and 2, and we're going to throw these over to the side. And then we're going to stitch down this side and this side. And then we'll open them up. I like to press mine open. You can press yours however you want. And then once we get them sewn, then we are going to then we will try and have these 2 together and these 2 together. And then we'll try and bring these over here and let's stitch those down to make that 4 patch for the center. So I'm going to get mine stitched and bring it back over here. I actually fell in love with these fabrics whenever they were gifted to me a few months ago. Or actually, probably longer than that, probably like 6 months ago. But I've been waiting for the perfect project. So I'm like, I love the softness of these colors. But a viewer has sent them to me. And it's like, I don't know if you could use them, but here you go. I'm like, works for me. I love it. I love receiving things like this and everything. And then I love to wait until I find the perfect item to use them for. And I'm like, what better way to use pastel colors than on a baby quilt, where you want those beautiful soft colors. I'm just using my acorn pen, going right down the seam here. Now I'll do the same on this one. I'm just waiting for my iron to heat up real quick. I actually love this iron that my husband and son got me. They picked stuff from a thrift store, and it still had all the manufacturing labels on it and everything. It's awesome. Okay, so now we're going to flip these over. So now as you see here, we just created 2 large triangles. Now we're going to put those together. So on top of each other. We want to make sure that our seams here in the center line up. Not going to worry too much about everything else, but I just want to make sure that everything lines up here and that this seam here lines up. So what you can do is you can basically pull this back a little bit, as long as you see here that, let me bring it up here. So when you pull these back a little, as long as you see here that these two lines, oops, that these two lines actually match up, then we're good to go. So I'm just going to hold it right there in the center. Make sure everything stays nice and beautifully lined up. And remember, you want to use 1/4 of an inch seam on all of this. And if you don't necessarily use 1/4 of an inch, just make sure you use the same stitch width or the same seam stitch every time. Because it's not so much about trying to do 1/4 of an inch or anything like that. You don't have to measure or anything like that. Just do the same seam each time. Or like the same stitch. Seam stitch, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness, words are not my friend today. I swear to goodness gracious. Okay, so next we are going to work on the rest of our small triangles. Because now we got this part here. And isn't that absolutely gorgeous, guys? Look at those fabrics. I love them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set this off this side. And we're going to take our remaining 4 small triangles. And we're going to add our small triangle E, which is our background fabric, to the side of each one. And when I say to the side of it, I mean like the short side here. So we're going to take one and add it there. We're going to take this one here and we're going to add it there to create a large triangle. So essentially the same thing that we did for the half of one of these, we're going to do that same process to create these. I'm going to bring one over here at a time. And I'm trimming off my dog ears right after I get done stitch next. Because the objective is to make it a large triangle so we can add it to one of these. Which that'll be in the next step. Or not the next step, but one of the last steps. And what I'm doing is I'm putting underneath the sewing machine with this portion right here, this tip of the corner, facing right at the needle, and I'm stitching right down this short side. It's not trimming my blocks apart from each other. And then we can press it, trim off my dog ears. So what I do is I don't really measure it or anything. So I come over here. Let's see. So right here where my stitching is, I just cut like roughly a 45-degree angle, going from right at the tip of the stitching up about 45 degrees. That way there I'm taking off my dog ears. We're not taking off too much and I'm not cutting through the stitching. And for me, that seems to work. It gets the dog ears off, and I'm going to do it now before I press it and before I open this up and everything. Yeah. Get these all finger pressed open, and then I will add the Best Press acorn pen. Technically an acorn pen, I just added Best Press to it. Whenever it came time to refill my pen, I just put Best Press in there. Bought a nice big jug off of Amazon, and that's what I use. And then I have a misting bottle as well that I mix Best Press and water in. And that's what I use whenever I have a stubborn fabric that does not want to get rid of their creases from the fold creases, like my fat quarters. Fat quarters are horrible for that. Okay, so we now have these pieces here. We got a gray and a blue. Oops. So we got a gray and a blue. We have a green and a gray, a teal and a gray, and a tannish, brownish, yellow, whatever color you want to call it, and a gray. So we're going to set those off to the side over here. Next up, first I'm going to put these all away in the drawer. Don't want to take the chance of getting anything lost. Because like these little labels here, I have to use all the time. So now we are going to take one gray, one large gray piece, which is our letter E, and we are going to take one of our large triangles. So we want one of each of the colored triangles and all four of our large triangles. And what we're going to do is we're going to take them and we're going to make half square triangles out of them. So we're going to have one gray and one color as a half square triangle. So we're going to take care of that really quick, and then we'll be right back to press those open. And I am going to type up all of these directions for this video as well as for the video for those two blocks up there. And I am going to get that all typed up and into the description box below for you guys. I'm going to look to see if I can do a Google's form where that way there you guys would be able to download it or something of that form. But if not, then I will just type it up into the description box below. So I want to make it so that way there you guys have the pattern. You don't have to come back and watch the entire video. I mean, unless you want to come back and watch it again, I would not have any problem with you coming back and watching my videos as many times as you want. Until your heart's content. So I have no problem with that. Okay, I got all those stitched up. Now we can cut the seams on it, on our pieces, half square triangles, and come over here and take off our corners. One thing that I can notice though is that if you look in the back, you'll notice that as you unfold, so if you're holding the triangle like this, you'll come at it as an angle. Okay. Now we press this open. We're almost ready, guys, to start laying out our pieces. We just got one more step of sewing, and then we can lay out our pieces into the 9-patch form and get it all stitched up. We're almost done. This is like super quick and easy the way I've broken it down. I wanted to try to keep this as simple as I could possibly get it. So I'm like, the simpler the better. I'm like, what better way to do it than just playing with triangles and then doing a 9-patch? And it's funny because I actually attempted to record this video yesterday for you guys. So my Sunday schedule is insanely crazy. And then so I was like, okay, well, I postponed it where I'll be releasing it on Tuesday. Well, you know, life happens, and sometimes it throws you a curveball. And I attempted to record it yesterday, and by 9 o'clock, I had so many issues trying to record it yesterday that by 9 o'clock, I gave up. I'm like, I still did not have it done. I was like, you know, just gonna redo this. So like, there were so many issues with my pieces. So we got these here all done up now. We got all of our half square triangles of those. So we're gonna put these into a pile and out to the side. And now we're gonna bring back these pieces. The small triangles that we made into a large triangle, we're gonna bring these back. And what we're gonna do, so, okay, let me start off by showing how to lay this out first, because that's how we're gonna know what color to sew with it. Because we are not taking the color that is in here to stitch onto here as a large triangle to go with us. We're putting on a different color large triangle to go with us. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with this right here with our 4-patch in the center. And then we're going to try and take the, let's see here. We are going to start off with taking these here, which are large half square triangle pieces that we just got done doing. And we're going to start off with putting it over like this. So wherever that color is, the next piece over is where that goes. So let me bring this over here a little bit so that way I can get these over here laid out. So like how the green is right here, that means to the right is going to be the green. The teal is right there, so the right of that is going to be the teal. And then over here for the yellow. We're going to call this yellow or orangey, yellow, tan, whatever color it wants to be. That's the color we're going to call it. So we got a small tan, we got a large tan. So then we need a small tan. Let's see. It's going to go like, nope. Okay. So, I think I messed up. Because the gray should have been over here. So, I'm just going to lay this out. But these colors should be reversed. Which means now I need to close this up, stitch down this side, and unpick this side, I believe. Let's see. Yep, the small ones are supposed to be facing out like this. So this should have been, these colors here should be replaced. reversed, I mean. Okay, guys, I am going to pause this. I am going to fix my boot. I'm going to unpick the boot. And then I will come back and I will have these corrected. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm back. Alrighty. So I took them apart because as you can see here, I had them stitched down this side where they needed to be stitched down this side. So that way there, I needed, so when you're holding it like this, which is where how it would go, I needed the color piece to be over here and the gray to be on the outside. So since I got the orientation corrected, so what you want when you're sewing it, when you're putting it onto the sewing machine to sew it, you want your background fabric to be up on top. So when you're putting this underneath the sewing machine to stitch it, you want the background fabric to be on the top, the color fabric to be on the bottom, and you want to stitch down this side. That's going to be the easiest way for me to tell you to do that. So that way there you don't make the same mistake that I did. And if you already made that mistake, I am very sorry. So I got to keep telling everybody down my live streams I have a hard time with orientation. I keep telling putting my pieces in the wrong orientation, especially whenever I got triangles. Now I'm just pressing these again. Pressing my seams open on these so that way there we can try and lay our final pieces in here and I can show you guys how this goes. Because then all we got left to do is just sewing up an eye patch. But of course, Jack the Ripper had to come out to play. He can't just let me sew up one block without him hanging out. He's been feeling really neglected lately or something. I don't know what's going on with Jack, but for whatever reason, he's been wanting to hang out quite a bit with me lately. And whoever jinxed me or cursed me on that needs to stop it. Okay, last one, and then we can lay these out. And these blocks come out to, with the measurements I provided you, the blocks will come out to be the sizes that I explained of 10 inches. So now what we're going to do, okay, so let me go back to grabbing this cream one here. So we're going to grab this one. We're going to lay it over here. So we need a large triangle here, but it needs to be this one. So when we're laying the triangle there, we want to get so the large triangles are going to go like this. So whatever triangle color is right here, that's the large triangle that goes there. So let's lay those large triangles down. I'll take all of our letters off and everything. Because now we're at the point where I can show you guys this. So we have our blue, and we're going to need, ouch. Okay, so if it goes like that, that means, so we want the the long edge of the triangle to be facing up towards the top of the block. So the blue goes against the blue. Large triangle goes against the large triangle. And then we would put this right here. So for our green, we're going to have it where it's like this. We're going to be, so the point, one good way to remember this is the point of the large triangle is going to be facing towards the point of the large triangle. And for this one, it's going to be the blue. Because we want the small triangle to be towards the, to be up against the large triangle over here. We want the large triangle over here to be facing the large triangle. So then this piece here, we need, so we got this large green. So we need the small green. Yep. And then, did I miss? I had that right to begin with, didn't I? Nope, we're good. Okay. So small triangle, large triangle. Like that. And like that. So we're going to take these, we're going to sew these up into a square. So take that, fold it over, create yourself a square and stitch up on the seam. Put my clips away that I set it down up here. And one thing I love doing is this flat piece of fabric here, I'll lay that down on the bottom and I'll put this one here up on top because this one has a seam in it. So that way I don't have to fight the seam with the feed dogs. Last one. And I can press these and then put together a night patch. So the hardest part is remembering the orientation of those small triangles. In order, because that's the part that seems to always, this is like the third time I've made this block, and this is like the every single solitary time, guys. This is, it's that piece that messes me up. I'm just cutting off my dog ears, and then we can get these pressed, and then start stitching up our 9-piece. Now, if you really want your cards to stick out more, you could have used, then you could use like a white or a black for a background, or use more bolder colors. But I just wanted to stick with all the same color, all the same fabrics in that line. For this, I do not know the color, the fabric line of this. This were just back quarters that were sent to me. And I was like, they're gorgeous. And it's like that gorgeous softness that you really like to see for children's quilts. So, okay, that goes there. Now we can actually turn, well, I'm going to wait until after I get all my pieces down in here first. Because I don't want to get messed up on, on where they go again. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we want it like that. And technically the pattern on the, for the large triangles, when I told you 4 1/4, it actually calls for 4 1/8. I always like to round up to the first quarter measurement. Like these here, I did cut at the 1/8 because I wanted to see how exact it could be. And they're pretty good. I mean, all you're doing is like a slight little trimming on it. I mean, for the most part, it's perfect when you're done. Because all I did is try and just clean up a little bit around the edges on this one here. Okay. There we go. So now we are at the point where now we're going to put these together in in a 3 patch. So let's get busy doing that. We're going to put these two together. And what I like to do is I like to match up the two seams right here. I like to match up those diagonal seams as much as I can because it helps keep it straight. So while that's still on there, I'm going to bring this over and match this up. And this one here, one piece is slightly larger than the center, and that's okay. That is A-okay. It's within my seam allowance, so I'm not stressing over it. This one here really has the bottom seam down here to match up. Okay, now we can let's get that tail off of there. Open this one up. We'll add on the third piece to this one. Now we're starting to get a little bit bulkier. Put a little extra up there in that corner because we got a lot of pieces coming together up here. So now we're going to take the next one and we're going to put it right beside of this. Make sure everything's nice and straight and lined up. And cut off our next one to bring over, which is our center piece, center row. Flip it over and add the next piece, matching up the seams. And then our last one. And then we can put our rows together. Look, that one came out a little too much, but that's okay. Just means that seam is going to be really flat. There we go. I believe that's how that one goes. Let me double check. I get the other two over here and laid out. So that's going to be the top. This is going to be the middle. So yes, this goes there. Trying to get this one here to line up. Yeah, slightly on the complicated side. There we go. Okay, so set these up here so I can press this one. Because now we can put our rows together. And be all done, nice and beautiful. And here's our second row that has the centerpiece with all four small triangles forming all colors, or small triangles of all four colors that form the centerpiece here. And I love how flat everything lays out whenever I open my seams. Okay, let that one go here. And that one goes there. So we're going to start off with putting these two together. And we're just going to line up these center seams and stitch down that. Okay, pull this off and press this seam. Oh, we'll press that. I'll press it afterwards. No, I'll press it now. Better habits to do it as I go. That right there. When we get the next one done, I can press it and it'll be all done. Okay, almost done. I'm recording
Oh, I was gonna say ready.
Okay, so we just got to stitch on this last piece here. Oh, sounds like little bear is out there throwing a fit, wanting his mama. I was gonna feed him earlier before I came in here, but he wasn't ready to wake up just quite yet. So on the outside, we're pretty much done. So I'm just gonna press this and then I can show you the block. You guys hear a little tiny yelping going on? That's Loki out there, fussing because his mama's not out there. I know his spark or his whine. When things are not done within a certain time limit, then he gets upset. But on my behalf, he was sleeping whenever he was supposed to have been getting up to eat dinner. I tried to wake him up and he responded to me, but he did not want to get up. So I'm like, okay, well, you'll get your dinner later then. Alrighty. One good final pressing for the whole thing. There we go, guys. Turn off our iron. And there we go. It just needs to be a little cleaning up around the edges. But other than that, it is all done and gorgeous. There we go. So I am going to do these blocks up again. I am going to put the notes of all the directions and measurements and everything into the description of this video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, beautiful day. And I can't wait to see you guys back here next week for next week's video. And I promise I'm going to try to get it done on time this time around. Because my goal is to have it released to you guys every Monday morning. However, sometimes you just can't do it. Sometimes life comes into the way. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, beautiful day. Talk to you later. Bye.